მაგრამ მე კიდევ ერთხელ მინდა მოგმართოთ. ჩემო ძვირფასებო, ჩემო თანამემამულე. მე ძალიან მიყვარს ოსი ხალხი. როგორც პრეზიდენტს და როგორც ერთ რიგით ადამიანს. მე ძალიან დიდი თაყვანისმცემელი და პატივისცემელი ვარ ოსური კულტურის, ოსური ისტორიის, ისინი თქვენ ყველა ეთნიკური ოსი საქართველოში არის საქართველოს ისტორიის განუყოფელი ნაწილი მრავალი საუკუნის განმავლობაში. ჩვენ ვამაყობთ თქვენით და ჩვენ ვამაყობთ ამ ჩვენი ერთობით. საქართველოს ძლიერია თავისი მრავალფეროვნებით. საქართველოს არ არის და არასდროს არ იქნება მონოეთნიკური ქვეყანა, ერთი ეთნოსის ქართველების ქვეყანა. საქართველოს გვეკუთვნის ყველა ჩვენ თანაბრად მიუხედავად ჩვენი წარმომავლობისა. და მოდით ერთად გავუფრთხილდეთ ჩვენ ქვეყანას. მოდით ერთად ავაცილოთ მას თავიდან ძალადობა. მოდით ერთად ვიმუშაოთ უკეთესი მომავლისკენ. მოდით გადავუსვათ ხაზი ყოველგვარ უარყოფით წარსულში და ვიფიქროთ ჩვენ საერთო მომავალზე.
August 8, 2008 became another tragic date on the global calendar. The opening of the Olympic Games in Beijing was pushed to the sidelines when it became known that hundreds of civilians were killed on the night of 7th to 8th of August in South Ossetia, the unrecognized Russian-protected part of Georgia. Whereas in the past centuries, all wars ceased during the Olympic Games, now it became clear that the New World Order shall not accept these conventionalities, as well as other conventions like those of a presidential promise to stop the shooting. On August 7th, at about 5 or 3 p.m., Saakashvili made a television address and he said to the Ossetian people that he would stop fighting and they should do the same. Saakashvili said that back then he agreed to negotiate, etc. In a word, this relaxed the people. I went to sleep calmly. It was about midnight that the shooting started, and it was terrible. We are about to prove that what happened with South Ossetia and its 120,000 residents on the 8th of August was a war crime. In the civilized world, it is a rule to try rulers responsible for massacres of civilians and genocide by court-martial. The Georgian army received the order to attack the sleeping Tskhinval from President Mikhail Saakashvili. But who does Saakashvili himself receive orders from? Who finances the Georgian army? Who supplies Georgia with state-of-the-art military equipment? Why were there Afro-American mercenaries in NATO uniform found among the killed aggressors? Who in South Ossetia was the fifth column? A traitor that opened the door to the enemy. And why did the war in Ossetia dramatically reverse the course of the presidential election campaign in the United States, making the radical Russophobe McCain lagging behind Barack Obama before the war lead?
Russia is using violence against Georgia.
The South Ossetia attack operation was titled Clean Field. This was certainly the best option for Georgia. They want the land without us. They simply want this territory. He wanted to kill us all, everyone. He said that he did not want the people here. only the land itself. He wanted this land for the Georgian people to live on, while we would have been buried in it. Ex facto, this aggression seems to be an attempt by Georgia to take control over the territory of South Ossetia by force. They planned a one-day blitzkrieg to enter the Rocky Tunnel and to present the world community with an accomplished fact. If there is no man, there is no problem. If there's no population of South Ossetia, no one to upset the plans of capturing the fertile lands. They knocked on the basement doors. They said, "Come out, you Ossetians. Come out. The Russians will not help you." However, that small victorious war went wrong. It was already in the evening of August the 8th that the Russian army entered South Ossetia through the Rocky Tunnel, and by August 10th had already forced the Georgian aggressors back to Gori. It was only then that the world community noticed that an irreparable event took place in the Caucasus.
The United States of America stands with the democratically elected government of Georgia. Today, we are all Georgians.
Right now, we're focused very heavily on getting Russian forces out of Georgia.
However, to the global public opinion, it was the Russian intervention into the conflict between Georgia and South Ossetia, rather than the genocide of Ossetians and killing of Russian peacekeepers, that was considered irreparable. The victims of the Georgian aggression were generally civilians, farmers, whose only weapons were shovels and rakes. I ran out and saw an old man, 94 years old, being shot point blank. What was he guilty of? Crimes are usually committed at night, and all witnesses are eliminated. This time was no exception. However, Georgian soldiers were so proud of their man-hating mission that they recorded the attack on the peaceful city and killing of its residents with their own cell phone cameras. Therefore, we now possess ample evidence of war crimes committed by the Georgian army. This video shows them already advancing inside. We can see indiscriminate shooting. Please note there's a car, a Vaz 2107, in that place. And he fires 3 times from a grenade launcher directly into this car. Please note that the machine starts to burn. There was a family of 3 people in it. The soot you can see is generated by the very automatic mounted grenade launcher. It is in this car that the Drusoyev family tried to escape from the enemy occupied the city. The woman managed to jump out of the car and watch the Georgian soldiers burn her.